How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massa Beer Reviews, back with a little bit of collab, hopeful goodness, in the form of Funk Brewing and One Family Brewing. This is their Family Times. This be a limited release collaboration. Excuse me. It's a chocolate vanilla stout ale with chocolate and vanilla added. Coming in at 6.5%. Inside here, Funk Brewing and One Family Brewing Company have been friends for a long time. And one thing we have in common is the support of our military. Okay. While we enjoy this craft beer, know that we're helping raise money for holiday gifts for a Gold Star families and military families. These families have sacrificed so much, we thought it was at least the least we could do. Over here, description-wise, this is a rich, dark black stout with a touch of sweet dark chocolate, cocoa, finished with a hint of fresh vanilla. Grab the marshmallows and sit by the fire. So going for a little bit of a kind of s'moresy, chocolate s'moresy thing. Yeah, never heard of One Family before. I will have to kind of take a peek and see what they're all about. So you're talking about chocolate, vanilla, chocolate, and vanilla. Yeah, we'll see what's what. That a pour. Label-wise, I kind of like it. Reminds me of like an old-timey framing of a picture or something like that. The way they had the lettering and the whole kind of filigree edges of the actual lettering and stuff like that. As far as the beer goes, she looks like a stout. I mean, she's rich and dark and bold. Just under a pinky finger. Malt and malt ball colored head. She looks a part of a kind of like a big, raunchy kind of chocolatey stout. I already said the ABV, right? Did I miss it? 6.5. I said that already. It's got a nose. I mean, it's all the chocolate and vanilla. Like, all of it. That's what you get. You get a little bit of roasted malt. And that's, outside of that, it's just all piles and piles of chocolate and piles of vanilla. And the cool part about that is, at least for me, is chocolate and vanilla actually run very similar in my nose. Like, I sometimes have a hard time discerning the difference between vanilla and chocolate, especially when it comes to beer. Sometimes I'm like, is this chocolate or vanilla? Sometimes I get a little bit harder. It gets a little bit hard for me. I've been getting a little bit better at it as I've been doing this over the past several years. But this is distinctly chocolate and vanilla. So that part of it's pretty cool because it takes something that I'm typically kind of have trouble picking out differences, and it lets me kind of detect both very individually. Now you're putting them both side by side. It makes it a little bit easier. But that's it. It's all the chocolate and all the vanilla. That's all I have for you. Yeah. Let's dive in. Cheers. That's good. That's good. I'll tell you why. Because when I talk about that nose, when I talk about it, when I say it's all the chocolate and all vanilla, what I'm really saying, if I was more articulate, I'd actually see these things, is that it really does come off as sweet chocolate, sweet vanilla, and not much beer. And the actual taste, it actually comes off as a nice roast malt, nothing overly bittering. If I'm going to knock this beer for anything, it's mouthfeel. Comes off cola-like. You know what I mean? A little bit of carbonic acid in this, so it kind of tampers down a little bit of beer, a little bit. It's almost like a porter in the stout, so it lacks a little bit of density and a little bit of kind of oomph to it. But outside that, you get a nice roasted malt, and you get this nice vanilla portion of the show. It comes off slightly kind of powdery, not straight kind of candy like a vanilla bean. Actual like sweetness. It has a little bit of kind of confectioneriness to it, and that ends up making the beer a little bit surprising, because on the nose, all you're getting is all that chocolate and all that vanilla. I like it. I mean, it's a dessert beer. I'm not going to sit here and try to fool you guys and say, oh, it's kind of just a regular beer with a little bit of this, a little bit of that. No, it is gobs and gobs of chocolate and vanilla. But based off of the nose, based off of what you're smelling, or based off of what I'm smelling, I should say, it comes off. I thought it was going to be just super kind of almost saccharine sweet with that kind of typical syrupy thickness to it. While it is thin, I kind of appreciate that little bit of overcarbonation, kind of slightly carbonic acid, adding a little bit of bittering to it kind of thing. In combination with that kind of vanilla and chocolate, ends up becoming a fun beer. It comes off more like cola to me. Like, it comes off like alcohol poppy, because of the way the carbonation and that carbonic acid comes off. I'm not quite going to go, okay, that's super cool, but it's a nice little twist. And a beer that I think it's kind of fun. Yeah. And for a good cause. For a good cause, that does not suck. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Gobs and gobs of chocolate. A bit thin in the taste. Roasted malts, a little bit in the taste also. That kind of, in combination with that kind of carbonic acid, kind of keep both the chocolate and vanilla kind of from getting too crazy. Done and done. Is it one of the better adjunct stouts that I've had as of late? Low ABV, sub 8%, sub 10, 8% ABV adjunct stouts I've had as of late. It's on the outside looking in. It just that mouthfeel, that carbonic acid thing. The more I think about it, the more I drink it. It kind of not necessarily negative, but doesn't make me go gaga for the beer. That would be called a sneeze. Yeah, it doesn't make me go gaga for the beer. I'm just kind of, I don't know, something about it. Yeah, I can take it or leave it. I'd love to try this on draft, though. Let's put it that way. Value and availability, I don't know. Actually, when I was at Funk, they kind of just gave me some beers to go to review or do whatever I wanted with. So I have no idea what this costs or its availability. By the time this gets posted, chances are it's gone. So good for you. And leaves you with, if you like, what will you like this beer? If you like chocolate vanilla and you want it in a Coca-Cola format that's still beer. You want alcohol pop, but you don't want alcohol pop. You want beer that verges on alcohol pop. If you want a beer from a brewery that does fun beers, from a brewery I've never heard of before, doing something in a good way, for a good cause, it's worth trying out. Let's put it this way. You see it on draft, because that's probably, if you're going to see it, you're probably going to see it on draft, especially because most of my viewers are in and around the area I live. Give it a whirl. Be a fun one to see what's what. So there you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers if you want to check me out doing the social media stuff. Beer Massive. Want to check me out doing the whole podcasting thing. And hopefully you guys enjoyed our review. Hopefully you're enjoying a nice little collab beer right now. And hopefully see you next time. Cheers.